Hello everyone, I'm Burton Muma, licensed acupuncturist, and today I'm going to show you some shoulder movements that can help with pain and keep you mobile, as well as a low back stretch that will help with back pain and once again to keep your spine more flexible and mobile. Thanks for watching. Modern life, with its tons of sitting, and especially with the addition of the computer on your lap in front of you, does two things. In your shoulders, you can see that mine collapse forward when I sit with a computer on my lap for so long. And secondly, your pelvis, your legs are bent when you're sitting, so it shortens the big muscle of the psoas, which is the Illiopsoas, and it lengthens the back muscles. So then you go to stand up and you've got this really big flexor muscle, the psoas, which pulls against the weakened overlong back muscles and creates back problems. The psoas goes into the pelvis and then turns and connects to L1 through L4 vertebra, so it has a big pulling effect on the vertebra. So we'll look at a stretch for that, but we'll start with shoulders. The first movement are called scapula slides, and it's just getting your shoulders moving front to back, and this makes your scapula move toward your spine and away. As you fold your shoulders forward, the scapula moves away from the spine, and as you pull it back, they move to the spine. Scapulas get sticky when they don't move, and all the muscles tighten up. So this will help warm up as well as get things moving. The second thing is thumbs out rotations. So the key to this is actually the golf grip. You can see my fingers rolled in and my thumbs sticking out. You then raise your arms to your sides, palm down, so you have a thumb pointing forward, and do circles with the most movement being behind the plane of the side of your body. The point of these movements is to open your chest. So it's like what I talked about with the psoas. Your chest muscles get tight and your back muscles get weak. So you're strengthening the back muscles with these movements, the thumbs out, and you are lengthening the chest muscles. That's the balance. I start with about 24 of those, and then you stop and lift your arms again with your palms facing up so that your thumbs point backward. And then do the same thing. Circle, following your thumbs backward, with the main motion being behind the plane of the side of your body for the same reasons. The next set of movements is called shoulder circles. This is simply spinning your shoulders in place, which engages your rotator cuff, that group of muscles which makes your shoulder move in a circle. Rotator cuff problems seem to be rampant these days, and I believe it is from lack of movement. So these movements that I'm presenting are all about just keeping your muscles moving. So I do about 6 circles forward and then 6 circles back with each shoulder. The next movement are called music conductor circles. I read somewhere that conductors have exceptionally long lifespans, and the theory is it's because they work with their arms so much. So I decided to incorporate that into my life. Simply spin your arms toward the middle, and I start with currently I'm doing about 66 of these in one direction and 66 in the other. And what you will find is you will get significantly out of breath. The channels that are in the arms are the heart and the lung channels, as well as large intestine, small intestine. And I find two things: that I get out of breath, so I know I'm really working my upper arms, my chest and back to make these movements happen. And the second thing is that it will help you go to the bathroom in the morning, especially if you do it first thing, which is when I do it. That's by moving the small intestine and large intestine channels. It really makes a difference. So one direction and then the other, and you're done with conductor circles. And the final movement are swimming circles. I like to move my shoulders with these circles without rotating my torso. So just kind of isolating the muscles of the shoulders in a swimming motion like a crawl. First, I do 6 in one direction. And then like the backstroke, I do 6 in the other direction. Don't be too rigid because you can hurt your shoulders doing these especially. Just let them move naturally. Don't try to force them to be a bigger range of motion than they offer. The main thing with these is just the movement. And now for the psoas stretch. This is best done on a solid surface. I've done this all over the world, literally, because my low back, after I sit, especially on long airplane flights, like I say, the front psoas gets short from doing that. So I want to get the psoas long so that my back muscles aren't having to fight it and potentially cause a blow up. A bed does not work very well, but picnic tables, kitchen counters, larger, stout enough kitchen tables, a tailgate of a pickup truck, all of these things are fair game as a surface on which to do this. So you lie back on it. You don't sit up on it, but just lie back on it and then pull one knee toward you. And it's the opposite leg which you've now lengthened the psoas, and the psoas flexes your hip. So you've lengthened that and you just let it hang. And I would recommend being careful with this because start with 1 minute. If you have low back tightness, if you do it for too long, it can, if you do it too quickly, make it worse. So start in time 1 minute, and at the end of that time, cycle your leg through its range of motion 10 times to get it used to working at the new, longer, stretched out length. You get the psoas working at that new length is the point. And then you do the other leg, same thing. So it's quite simple. It takes about, depending on how long you do the hold, I only ever do it for a maximum of 3 minutes myself. And I generally these days need to do it about once a month or after a trip. And initially I did it once a day and built up the time till I got to 3 minutes, which probably took me 4 or 5 months. So there you have it. This will really help your low back not get injured as easily and help you walk and move better and longer into your life.